Welcome, everybody. April 29th, little slow start here tonight, folks. Some technical difficulties. But Council, you see before you the agenda, and I'll accept a motion to adopt, noting that I have two proclamations outside here as well as what's inside the kit. Moved by the Deputy Mayor, second by Councillor Rice. All in favor? Those opposed? And that's carried. Can't get my mouse to work now. I can scroll, but I can't. I was using it a minute ago. Bear with us. I need a hand if I could. Just can't get on the documents now. The mouse is on. Well, it's in the on position. All right, we're going to start over again, folks. That work for you? There's the mouse. The icon is down there, right? Something opened that's causing it to. I've been trying to get to like the land acknowledgement, and I can't get on top of that to do it. I can't. See? Oh, all right, I'll do it this way. Sorry, I'm with you now. Let's start over again, okay? All right, here we go. Take two. Council meeting for April 29th. Welcome, everybody. The agendas are before you, Council, and I'll accept a motion. Thank you. Moved by the Deputy Mayor and seconded by Councillor Rice. All in favor? And those opposed? And that is carried as well. The land acknowledgement first. In recognition of the City of Mount Pearl's commitment to foster respectful and collaborative relations with Indigenous peoples here in the City of Mount Pearl and beyond, we hereby acknowledge that the land on which we gather is the ancestral and unceded territory of the Beothuk and the Mi'kmaq. Mount Pearl and the broader metro region continue to be home to diverse Indigenous peoples, including First Nations, Inuit, and Métis. Moving right along, public council meeting is there, the minutes, I should say, from April 15th. Good job putting all that together. Thank you to everybody who helped with that. Any errors or omissions, council? Hearing none, I'll accept a motion, please, to adopt those minutes. Moved by Councillor Lane, seconded by Councillor Locke. All in favor? Those opposed? Carried. Business arising, people, please. Okay. Didn't see any hands up. Don't see anybody beckoning me to cease and desist. Can you hear me okay, Deputy Mayor? Yep, welcome. Okay, thanks. Just making sure. It's a pleasure now to do a proclamation for Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and hypermobility spectrum disorders, and the awareness month is May 1st to the 31st, and it's my pleasure to welcome Jean Janes here. Jean, would you like to come up and speak to it? That's fine. Whatever you are most comfortable with. Yeah. Because my next question is, if you come up, would you like to speak? But that's they're not they're mutually exclusive. Come on up. Come on up. Over here, if you could. Whereas Ehlers-Danlos is it Ehlers? Ehlers-Danlos syndromes are a group of 13 heritable disorders that affect the body's connective tissues, including the skin, joints, blood vessels, digestive systems, and many other organs and tissues. EDS is categorized by looseness, instability, and dislocation of the joints, fragile and often hyperelastic skin that bruises, scars, and tears easily, unpredictably arterial and organ rupture causing acute pain, excessive internal bleeding, shock, stroke, and premature death. And whereas it is estimated that 1 in 5,000 individuals are born with EDS, and whereas hypermobility spectrum disorders, HSD, are diagnosed when the musculoskeletal complications of joint hypermobility and joint instability, which is ease of injury, joint pain, and dislocations, for example, they arise in a person who does not have the defining features of EDS or another connective tissue disorder. So whereas EDS and HSD is frequently misdiagnosed and undiagnosed, an early and acute diagnosis provides the opportunity to create medical plans that improve the quality of life. Whereas further medical research and awareness can bring hope for treatment and a cure, and whereas EDS and HSD Awareness Month is an opportunity to further educate the public and the medical community in recognizing the signs and symptoms of these conditions. Therefore, I, the Mayor of Mount Pearl, on behalf of Mount Pearl City Council and my colleagues, we do hereby proclaim May as Ehlers-Danlos Syndromes and Hypermobility Spectrum Disorders Awareness Month here in the city of Mount Pearl. Can you sign that, Jean? Love to hear some commentary more about Jean. A pleasure to meet you, by the way.
Pleasure to meet you. I don't need
Same
speaking.
here, though. Unless you,
No, I'm an ex-phys ed teacher, so I can bill
I'll
out.
hold the microphone. Jim's mom is watching.
Oh, okay, got it. You want me to sign something?
Oh, I got her all done. That's, no worries.
All right. Thanks for having me here, by the way. I have to read what Blair has given me to speak to you, and I'm going to reiterate a lot of what the boss has said. Well, the second boss. Hello, everyone. On behalf of Ehlers-Danlos in Newfoundland and Labrador, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to Mayor Dave Aker and the City of Mount Pearl for bringing forward our proclamation, proclaiming May as Ehlers-Danlos Syndromes and Hypermobility Spectrum Disorders Awareness Month. This proclamation holds deep meaning for our community. For those who may be hearing about these conditions for the first time, Ehlers-Danlos Syndrome, EDS, are a group of 13 heritable disorders that affect the body's connective tissue, the tissues that support and hold together the skin, joints, blood vessels, and organs. These conditions can cause symptoms like joint dislocations, chronic pain, extreme fatigue, fragile or stretchy skin, digestive and cardiovascular issues, and in some cases, life-threatening complications like organ or arterial rupture. Hypermobility spectrum disorders, or HSD, share many of the same symptoms, such as joint instability, widespread pain, and fatigue, but they occur in people who don't meet the full criteria for a specific type of EDS or other connective tissue disorders. While these conditions may be invisible to those who don't live with them, their impact is very real. One of the greatest challenges people with EDS and HSD face is being misunderstood or overlooked, even by the medical system. Diagnosis often takes years, sometimes decades, and during that time, individuals may experience worsening symptoms, mental health struggles, and a deep sense of isolation. That's why awareness matters. That's why this proclamation matters. By recognizing EDS and HSD Awareness Month, the City of Mount Pearl is helping us break the silence surrounding these conditions. You're helping us create a safer, more informed space for people living with EDS and HSD in our province. You're telling the people in our community who are suffering, often in silence, that they are not invisible, that they are seen, heard, and supported. At Ehlers-Danlos in Newfoundland and Labrador, we are a volunteer-run, nonprofit community group working to raise awareness, share resources, and build connection for people living with EDS and HSD right here in Newfoundland and Labrador. We're proud to be creating a space where people can feel less alone and more empowered to advocate for themselves and others. Throughout the month of May, we'll be sharing educational content, personal stories, and ways to get involved. We invite everyone here to follow along on our social media pages to learn more and help us spread the word. Whether you live with one of these conditions yourself or you're just learning about them today, your voice can help make a difference. Once again, thank you to Mayor Aker and the City of Mount Pearl for your support. This proclamation is more than a symbolic gesture. It's a step towards recognition, inclusion, and hope that one day a cure may be found. And for that, we're truly grateful. Thank you.
Jean, especially when it's undiagnosed, it must have a terrible impact on family and friends too, hey?
Oh, it's wicked. Yeah. Yep. Like my daughter is a warrior of this particular condition. Yeah. So actually she lives in Australia and we're just back from there visiting her again. And she's just had her 42nd surgery in the last 20 years because of, she's basically the connective tissue within her body. She's coming apart at the seams. But at least she's diagnosed and it's not considered like in her head kind of all of the different things that are happening. She's just falling apart. Yeah, yeah.
Council, anybody who would like to comment? Councillor Antol. And then Rice.
Thank you for coming in, Jean. As I spoke to you before we came out, I told you I'd have lots of.
No, not too many questions.
As I asked, and others would like to know, like in Newfoundland, how many people are diagnosed with this? And it's great for this information because I wasn't aware of this syndrome until you mentioned it. So, how many people in Newfoundland?
See, I'm not sure. Blair in Corner Brook, he's the main leader of what I'm helping with. It's not so much how many that we know about, but the number of people that don't even know that they have this condition and have great difficulty in getting diagnosed because it presents itself in different people in different ways. One of the biggest things, I guess, that you can start looking for is the hypermobility bit, where you're extremely flexible. Like my daughter could take her thumb and put it down there easily, or, she could overextend her knee. But then when things like that would happen, a joint would dislocate. So, it's that kind of foolishness that goes on. Yeah. But with regards to numbers, on the face group of the Ehlers-Danlos, then I'm reading a lot of young people that are trying to get diagnosed, don't understand why they've got all of these symptoms, and doctors are basically not able to come up with a plan to help them out. But with my daughter in Australia, like she's got just about every facet of the medical community working with her, and her doctors actually work together to help her out. But you don't know from one day to the next how you're going to feel, what's going to go wrong. If you roll over in bed and dislocate your shoulder, you just don't know.
Let's go to Councillor Rice.
I want to thank you for coming in, and I just want to make a comment that I heard about this actually a few years back because I worked in long-term care.
Yeah.
And at several of our meetings, this is only like being, I guess, recently in the past 10, like 15 years, really getting diagnosed. Because I know
Yes, it is.
Is commented. I heard the comment before on, because we had a couple of people, actually one lady, she was only in her early 40s.
Yeah.
And she was in a long-term care site then, and getting the diagnosis back then, I know she did get diagnosed.
No.
And so difficult, and I guess with the care then in the long-term care homes, trying to not only getting diagnosed but the treatment then as well, right?
Yes.
And I noticed there that it happens in individuals that are from birth, so that's very scary stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, but with, I can only basically, speak from my own daughter's point of view, but she was probably in her early 20s when her symptoms really seemed to come to light. And uh, the only reason why she got diagnosed was that Dr. Fraser's daughter, Tamara, he's a doctor out on the shore, then she's a good friend of my Jen's. And she said, Jennifer, get checked out for EDS. And so she did. And then that helped her out big time. But getting diagnosed is a huge, huge problem. So this awareness program that you guys are helping out with, this proclamation, this is awesome. This will help a lot of families. Yeah.
Over to you, Councillor Locke.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Jean. I'm just curious now, because as Councillor Antle said, this is my first exposure to this. Is there any genetic base to this, or is it environmentally caused?
It's genetic.
It's genetic. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Councillor Fry.
It's so important that you do stuff like this. And I know it must be hard to stand up there and speak, but this is so important because I also had never heard of it. But I can tell you that it's important to educate people, especially when it comes to invisible disabilities. Because if you can't label it, and you don't know what's happening, then you feel like it's all in your mind and that you're not as normal as everybody else. So the more you talk about this, like you're doing here today, you have no idea the number of people you're going to help and help by making people aware of it, not just for those going through it, but for others as well to know that it exists. So thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, let's do a picture and we'll help to promote some awareness of all of this good
Can I
and
give
bad
this back to
stuff.
you?
Yes, I'll take that. We'll do a picture, then I'm gonna just do another mic test with the deputy mayor, right? So here we go.
Pop's favorite T-shirt is, it says, no, not this one. No, this is my favorite. And it's, my joints go out more than I do.
Come up, Gene,
And
come
he
up.
does have a good sense of humor.
Like you.
I don't know.
That's a character too.
Actually, she's Dr. So that's a good.
Great picture.
It's yours. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you for coming in.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jean.
Great job. Yes, thanks for informing us.
Yes, appreciate you coming in. Yeah.
Great job. It's always when they ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Well, welcome. Thanks for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
Hey, thank you. Good seeing you.
Thank you.
And I got a red light on this now. Red light now. Deputy Mayor, doing a check with you, audio good?
All's well. I think maybe the roaming mic might be difficult, but I do hear you from your standard mic there.
Speak too much, don't I? Yeah. All good. Yeah, I know what the issue was there. Should be all good. So we have another proclamation, folks. This is about World Maternal Mental Health Day. That day happens to be May 7th, a week before my mother's birthday, if anybody's interested. And it's a pleasure to bring back. I think this started last year with you, Dr. Vidyasankar. Good to see you, by the way. Would you like to come up and join us as we read the proclamation? And we'd love to hear some of your lovely words of wisdom. And we'll probably do a picture afterwards, if that's okay. Whereas pregnancy and childbirth or adoption and the infant's first year of life should be a period of joy and bonding for the entire family. And whereas 28%, wow, of mothers in Newfoundland and Labrador will experience a significant mood disorder during and after pregnancy, possibly leading to a more severe mental illness. And whereas untreated, these mood disorders may lead to premature labor, admission to the neonatal intensive care unit, increased risk of obstetrical complications, lower breastfeeding rates, and poor fetal and infant outcomes, potentially cognitive, emotional, and behavioral impairments, and in rare cases, even to suicide. There are professionals and peers in Newfoundland and Labrador who can assist parents and families deal with mood disorders. So whereas the Perinatal Mental Health Alliance of Newfoundland and Labrador has been created to improve the care provided to birthing persons and their families. Therefore be it resolved, Council, that I, the Mayor, will sign on your behalf to proclaim May 7th, 2025, World Maternal Mental Health Day here in the city of Mount Pearl. And I'll sign that today. And it's nice to know in advance, isn't it? Doctor, welcome back. And can you, I'm just curious what your interest in all this. Is this a specialty that's part of your practice?
It is. So I'm a reproductive psychiatrist here for the province of Newfoundland and Labrador, and I work in the community, private practice, and I see individuals, birthing parents and non-birthing parents for their entire reproductive kind of stages. So I'll see everybody from mood disorders with menstrual cycle changes up until the perinatal period and then perimenopause as well. So I do a lot of different individuals, but also partners of individuals that are birthing as well. So that's my main focus here in the province. Mhm.
And I would imagine without a diagnosis, it must create tremendous pressure and concern and fear amongst not just women, but also amongst family members as well.
Absolutely. And there's still and continues to be so much shame and stigma around mental health, and even more so during this perinatal and very critical period, because it's supposed to be the best time of your life and, everyone's really happy, but it's, very complicated. Our, fertility rates are going up, right? And there's more challenges with preconception and mental health illnesses, with comorbidities and other medical conditions. So it becomes a very complex time, not only for the individual going through it, but their partner, their families, their other children in the house. So we're not only talking about maternal or birthing people's mental health, but the partner's mental health and the infant's mental health and the child's mental health. Here we have a lot of extended family members as well. So a lot of nan and pops who are trying to support aunts and uncles and cousins who may not quite understand what anxiety means to this individual and why it's so hard to maybe have them drop over for a visit or for a sleepover when they're not feeling well, or their needs aren't being met. So it's a very complicated time. Mhm.
Got the deputy mayor in the queue, and she's behind us. You may hear her speak in your back ear. And go ahead, deputy mayor.
Thank you, Your Worship, and thank you, Doctor, for coming in, bringing to light what is such an important awareness day, and what type of impact it has when we raise awareness and tell our stories around this. I have not, at this point in my life, experienced the maternal health matters that you have just raised. However, I have all sorts of incredible parents and friends and family, including my own mother, that had experienced this. And just to say, when I was very young, and I remember a conversation Mom had, it's like, if I known what this was and how this was, things would be so much easier. Things would have been a lot different. And nowadays, I think one of the biggest things to take away, what I'm understanding, is early detection and stigma, just really knocking stigma around this. So the more we tell our stories and the more we talk about this in community, I think it's important. So I just want to, again, thank you so much for raising this. This absolutely, it can be an incredible serious matter if it's left untreated, if the supports are not available. And I think that's where us as a community can come in. Whether you're a neighbor, to check in, check on, ask questions, ensuring that we have the supports. Like, I had no idea you existed even as support. That imagine, I can't even imagine some of the experience of some of my best girlfriends if they had someone to talk to earlier on. It certainly would have been easier. I can absolutely tell you. So, whatever as a community we can help with understanding this as a holistic thing and as a community thing, the better. So, thank you so much again for raising this matter and for something that I could say everyone has experienced or touched on, has been touched by this or impacted by this.
Thank you, Deputy Mayor. We're going to go over to Councillor Lane.
Thank you so much for being here. This is definitely such an important proclamation. I myself, I have 3 kids. My youngest is 9 months. So I can totally relate to maternal mental health. When I had my most recent baby, Nathan, when he was born, I figured this would be my most positive birth experience. It's my 3rd baby. I've been through this before. And when he was born, he ended up having complications and having to go to the NICU immediately after he was born. And with that, it's like I didn't get the chance to bond with them, which, normally when the baby's born, you get to hold them. And then you have the excitement of, oh, I'm going to take them to my room now. And I didn't get to have any of that. And my mental health was at the lowest it's been in my entire life because, the hormones that you already have after getting a baby and then not being able to even hold your baby, it just brought on such a dark time for myself. And so I know the struggles that, women face with this. I was lucky that for me, it didn't last long. I'm 9 months, the baby's 9 months and I'm back to work and things are going well and the baby's healthy and my mental health is a lot better. But that was the lowest I've ever felt in my life. And I can only imagine for some women, this lasts for quite a long while. But I will say kudos to our healthcare because I know like the public health nurses and the doctors, they're always trying to keep an eye on the mother's mental health and they're always offering resources, which I think is phenomenal because it's so needed. And nobody should feel ashamed about struggling with mental health after having a baby because it's such a change to your life and to your body and your system. And it can take a long time to recover from that. And it's so great that awareness is being brought to it because nobody should feel ashamed. And I hope that things continue to move forward and there's more mental health services provided to not just women and partners and families, but to everyone who needs it.
Okay, all right, let's do a picture. And thank you very much for
You're
coming in.
welcome. And I
Final comments?
yes, just want to say thank you so much, Councilor Lane and Deputy Mayor, because it's conversations like these, it's moments like these that really support the community because it is about community. It is about from psychiatry to peer support to public health nurses, right? This involves everybody in the family and everyone in the community. And I just wanted to say a special thanks to Mount Pearl because your ongoing support, even at our first symposium that we held last year for the Perinatal Mental Health Alliance. Councillor Rice, privileged us and had a chance to speak at that event, and second year coming here as well. So I really do appreciate it because people are still talking about that and the involvement of Mount Pearl, who also has the highest birth rates in the province. So, there's a lot coming out of here, literally, but a lot of support, so I really appreciate all of that and thank you for the support this evening.
Let's try a line right here.
Thank you again.
For you. Nations increases, right?
What a great crowd.
Once again, Thank you. No, this is yours. No, you can stay if you'd like.
Yes, thanks for. Yeah. Thanks for coming in again. Oh, yeah, I really enjoyed last year. Yeah, good. Thank you.
Thank you so very much.
Right, council, well, proclamations, minutes are over with. Moving on through the agenda, we have the Recreation and Community Safety Committee report. I think we have Councillor Fry, all yours.
Thank you, Your Worship. First on our agenda this evening is the rubber flooring for the Glacier Arena G1 and G2. Through the 2025 budget process, funds were secured to complete these two projects, and that is to supply and install the rubber flooring from the G1 hallway through the concourse area into the G2 facility and around the north end of the arena to meet the existing rubber floor just outside the training room, and also to remove and replace existing rubber floor in the dressing room hallways of G2. So the committee recommends approval to award the contract for the supply and installation of rubber flooring in both G1 and G2 to Urban Flooring, who are the lowest bidder, meeting all of the specifications, at a cost of $62,500 plus HST. And this is based on 3 quotes received, and I so move.
Moved by Councillor Fry, and thank you. Second by Councillor Locke. Good time of the year to be doing this. Skating is over. I noticed yesterday at the glacier, by the way, there's a backhoe on the ice and it's being removed. So we're in transition. Any questions? Further comments? Councillor Rice.
No, I just want to make a comment. I mean, this is just an indication of our buildings, the age of our buildings and asset management of our buildings, this is just work that the city is being proactive in, and, it comes a stage at all of our facilities where they're getting older, that this type of work got to continue to be done. So it's nice to see the investment into our facilities, because it's the life of the facility, replacing items such as this, and it goes no different for any of our other facilities in the city, and I'm glad to see this going forward. Certainly support it. Yep.
Thank you, Councillor Rice. Councillor Locke.
Thank you, Councillor Rice. Valid points. This is definitely a replacement, but it's also an upgrade, Mayor, because it will allow traffic to move from Glacier 1 to Glacier 2, because we asked this at committee level. And given the fact that we're hosting a girls' hockey tournament, the under-18 national girls, or females, sorry, this will allow the players, because they'll be assigned dressing rooms for the tournament. So they may be in a dressing room in Glacier 1, but playing in Glacier 2. So this upgrade will allow the movement, and we plan to host, more and more of these types of events. So Councillor Rice is dead on. It is a requirement for replacement, but while we replace them, we also decided to upgrade. Thank you, Mayor.
Call the question. All in favor? Contrary-minded? Motion carried. Thank you.
Okay, and it gets better. Next, we have our dressing room equipment shelving, and this is for the Glacier Arena G1. Funding has also been secured through the 2025 budget process for Glacier Arena dressing room equipment shelving. And that's pretty self-explanatory. So the committee recommends approval to award the contract for the supply and installation of equipment storage racks in the 6 dressing rooms of G1 to Can-Am Platforms. And Can-Am Platforms submitted the lowest bid, meeting all of the required specifications at a cost of $47,577 plus HST. And this is also based on 3 quotes received, and I so move.
Again, moved by Councillor Fry, thank you, and seconded by Councillor Locke. So this is the reason players on G2 go to G1, right? Because they get the new shelving. Okay, I get it. Thank you. Committee does great work. Any questions, council? Any comments? Hearing none. All in favor? Contrary-minded? Carried.
And next on our agenda is for the information, just for information purposes, and we have Mount Pearl Youth Week coming up from May 1st to the 7th. And the city is excited to celebrate Youth Week with a fun-filled lineup of activities designed just for youth. So join us for 3-point challenges, glow swimming, gaming nights, Star Wars movie night, pickleball fun, barbecue and cruisers, as well as art takeover. Now, some of these events do have age restrictions, so be sure to visit the city's website for full details and schedules, and don't miss out on this coolest week of the year. So come out and celebrate youth and in our community, and it's guaranteed to be enjoyed by all of our youth. And now I'm going to pass it over to my colleague, Councillor Locke, for the remainder of our committee report this evening.
Thank you, Councillor Fry. My favorite week in the calendar year is the Mount Pearl Youth Week. We put our money where our mouth is. We don't just, say it. We actually invest heavily in the youth in the city. And I just noticed today on the city's website that the 3-point challenge is the free throw at the Reed Centre, 2:30 to 5 p.m. on May the 1st. And I think Councillor Fry should attend that because she's pretty awesome at basketball. So she's demonstrated in the past that she can sink a few balls. So, and there's some great prizes to be handed out there. So I'm excited about Youth Week and floor hockey as well. Yeah, she's good at floor hockey. The fourth item for us, Mayor, is the Mount Pearl 20-minute makeover. This is near and dear to my heart as well. I know it's changed in format, over the years, over the past 20 years or so. But this is designed to help, keep our city beautiful. I like to say we polish the pearl. And for the months of May and June, residents, schools, community groups, businesses are encouraged to take part in our 20-minute makeover. It's basically make some time. In 20 minutes, you will be amazed at the amount of litter or garbage one can pick up in 20 minutes. My wife and I usually target the area in our neighborhood. Surprisingly, or funnily, she usually does it on Mother's Day. She likes to go out and clean up on Mother's Day annually. We do have free cleanup kits, which include bags and gloves, and they will be available for pickup starting at May 1st at the Reed Community Center, or you can come here to City Hall as well to pick up, again, this cleanup kit. And whether you're tidying your neighborhood, park, or workplace area, as I said, 20 minutes can make such a huge difference. So, I know council and myself say all the time that while we're elected officials and city leaders, it's not council city, it's our city. So we all play a part in the successes of our city and the beauty of our city. So let's work together and keep Mount Pearl clean and green. So I encourage people to get involved with that. And the last one for us, Mayor, has to do with Municipal Awareness Week. Explore the city's fleet. In celebration of Municipal Awareness Week, the city invites anyone to a special public event, a behind-the-scenes look at our fleet services. And we have some pretty neat vehicles in our fleet and pretty cool names on some of our vehicles. So on May the 8th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Glacier Arena parking lot, come on out and have a look at some of the wonderful machinery that we have in our fleet. Check out impressive vehicles, equipment that help keep our city running smoothly. It's a great opportunity for all ages to learn more about the services that support our community every day. Bring the family, get an up-close look at our city's fleet, take a few pictures, and we hope to see you there. And that's it for our report, Mayor. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Well delivered. A few puns. Always works out for a light meeting. Corporate Services and Public Works. We're going to go with Councillor Lane.
Thank you very much. The first item on our agenda this evening is the invoices for approval. The committee recommends that the following invoices totaling $667,278.85 be approved for payment. Council, as you can see there in your kits, and I so move.
It is moved by Councillor Lane. Thank you. And second by Councillor Rice. Any questions, Council? Before I call the question, all in favor then? Those opposed? Thank you. Carried.
The second item on our agenda is the payment register and purchase card report. For the information of council, the following payment register for April 9th to the 23rd of 2025 totaled $1,548,431.23. And the purchase card report for February 26th to March 24th, 2025 totaled $734,629.36. And I so move. Oh, for information purposes only. And I'm going to pass that over to my colleague, Councillor Rice.
Thank you, Councillor Lane. Next report is number 3 here, our Public Works Status Report. So the following status report is provided for information purposes only. Under our roads division, Our sidewalk and street sweeping is underway. See the street sweeper out all this week going around our main streets, doing a great job early in the mornings. So great to see. The street maintenance is underway, but also, I guess most of the debris is starting to be cleared up around now, and also some lawn repairs, I guess, are starting as well. We also got our litter cleanup is ongoing, our ice control. Hopefully we won't need that anymore this winter, knock on wood. As required, we had a little bit, the temperature's still down, to, in nighttime to below zero. So I guess we still got some areas that probably might need some salt. Under our Parks Division, our trail maintenance is ongoing. Our prep work is underway for a new playground structure at Gloria Pearson Community Centre. Nice to see that up now for the summer for the kids and residents up in that area. Our Canada Summer Games work is underway. Is getting down closer now to Canada Games, which starts is on August the 8th of this year. Under our Fleets Division, our service and maintenance is continuing on our summer equipment. Our summer equipment preparation and our maintenance is underway. And they're under our UTM division, our general calls, our leak detection is ongoing all the time. Our water and sewer repairs are continuing, and our water levels at Babel's Big Pond as of April 22nd, 2025 are attached there in our graph in your kit. And that's our report. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'm going to now turn on the agenda to the Planning, Engineering, Development Committee report. Deputy Mayor Kiley, please.
Thank you, Your Worship. Just taking myself off mute there. So I'm going to present the first two items in the agenda. We have three altogether, and my colleague, Councillor Antle, will present the third. So the first is a building and occupancy permit listing. And as you can see within your KET Council, all of the listed building construction, residential, and occupancy permits issued there. As a recommendation, the Planning, Engineering, and Development Committee recommends that the residential and commercial building permits issued for the period having total construction value of $3,050,400 be approved, and furthermore that the occupancy permits listed be accepted as presented. So while we've had cold weather, there is a lot happening within our city, as you can see, and I so move.
Moved by the Deputy Mayor. Thank you. Second by Councillor Antle. Any questions, folks? I'll call the question. All in favor? Anybody opposed? Carried.
And now we have our second item for the PET agenda. It's a development permit listing between the period of April 7th to the period of April 18th. The recommendation is that the Planning and Engineering Development Committee recommends that the development permits issued for this period be accepted as presented, and I so move.
Moved again by Deputy Mayor Kiley. Thank you. And seconded by Councillor Antle. All in favor? Opposed? Carried.
Thank you, Worship. And now I will pass it on to my co-chair with the PET Committee, Councillor Bill Antle.
Thank you. And now for the final part of our report is the Capital Works update. And number one on our list is Farrell Drive. The construction is ongoing, and just this week or starting tomorrow, we're, to make this go a little bit faster, we had to close down Farrell Drive, the entrance, for the next 6 weeks. Construction was getting quite heavy and it was getting dangerous. And to make it move a little bit faster, we're going to shut down that road area for 6 weeks. There's a communication gone out to all residents through our mailers and our phones, so it's all notifications there. And 6 weeks for a short time, the road will be that much better. Our Farrell Drive pump house request has gone out for qualifications, and that should close sometime this week. And there's 16 submissions, and they're all currently under review. A water tower, which we all can't wait, the tenders to be out soon enough, and we're all looking forward to that water tender and get this our tower up and running. Our sewer lift station, a request for contractor qualification will be closing in this week, and the tender will be out at the end of May. And Jackman Drive, soon enough, it'll be upgrading, be design is ongoing, and that'll soon be starting. And that's everything for our committee, Your Worship. Thank you very much.
Thank you, but I would suggest to the committee too that, closing the bottom of Farrell is not an easy decision. But Counselor, there is a benefit to it though, in the longer run, maybe not in the short run.
Well, it certainly is, for the 6 weeks period, if we never closed it off, would have been continued on, it would have been an opportunity. This is going to go right into September, and we'll be dealing with back to school. And also, we talked about it in our committee today. I mean, the road was getting rough, and just last week with the heavy rain, there's an opportunity that, cars could bottom out, and we certainly didn't want that. So, in the interest of safety, we closed that road. Construction, we can still adjust. There's a business there, Majestic Suites. You can still access that, no issues. Right to Seabright Place, it's a little issue because you can't come down Tops Road. But for safety and for speed, we move this forward, and we won't be dealing with this in September. And it was a great decision made by committee. Thank you.
Yes, it really was, and I want to thank staff too for the head start on the communication. It's never easy when you have construction, let alone of this nature. It's a huge bypass, it's a huge detour. But to your point, in the long run, we gain later on this summer, especially with work likely happening at the other end of the Wyatt Farrell intersection, right? But no, I think we got to make sure that we don't block up two ends of each thoroughfare in the city. Yes, Councillor Fry, please.
I just have a question regarding the construction on Farrell. So it's anticipated to be concluded by July. Is that all construction on Farrell? Because I know they've had, like the last 2 summers, they've had construction there. So what can they expect?
That
Oh. My microphone wasn't on, I don't think.
the marvels of technology. I'm going to pass over to Director Bass for your answer.
Yes, as Councillor Antle had mentioned there, construction on Farrell will be finished in July, but that's mostly topsoil evidence. There is some residual work from previous years that needs to go and be completed. It's more or less just repairs or deficiencies. Okay.
All right, let's move along. Thank you for your patience today with proclamations. Committee work, let's do a quick roundtable. I'm going to start with Councillor Locke.
Thank you, Mayor. I just have a couple here. The first, I want to speak to and thank our staff for the Easter Day camp. It was a huge success, and I can speak from personal experience because my grandson attended it, and he absolutely loved going every day. And his mom said to me, I don't know how the city does it. It's just, and they need more of it. I said, well, but anyways, I just want to send kudos to staff. One little 9-year-old was delighted with the variety and the counselors in attendance. So I want to please extend that along, Ms. Jones, if you would, because it was a huge success. And also the Easter egg hunt at Powers Pond, and another outstanding success. I think we had 350 participants. There was 21 colorful eggs hidden throughout the area. So there will be some prizes awarded. So again, I just want to extend thanks to the staff there. We got a very creative crew up there, and we know what's happening with, the haunted hike at Powers Pond and Christmas events and Easter egg hunts and Easter camp. There's a lot of great programming here at the City of Mount Pearl, and I just want our staff to know how much we appreciate all that you do. And that's it for me, Mayor. Thank you.
Heartwarming. Thank you. Over to you, Deputy Mayor Kiley.
Thank you, Your Worship. And in the spirit of what our committee had been discussing with regards to road closures, and to thanking all of the work that's been done to communicate this, I think it's important right now to recognize a really great resource that the city has been creating, maintaining, and that is the website Hey Mount Pearl. And so that is a place right now that if you go online, actually subscribe. For instance, today I myself received a text about the road closure as we discussed today at committee. So this is a great way for you to get up-to-date information. And all you do actually is once you subscribe, I'm looking at my phone right now and going through it. I went to heymountpearl.ca, put in my email that I've subscribed. I can get texts. On the text, I can get more information by clicking on the link, and I go right immediately to the road closure and get the who, where, what, and why, right down to the point where we're looking at certain projects. For example, the Civic Center, we could see the contact information for the engineers that are involved. It is right down to the letter of how much information can be just accessed by our residents. So, heymypearl.ca for anyone who has a mobile device, uses our website. It is a great way where you can get all this information quite quickly. And kudos to the staff. And I think that's a great collaboration between our committee and our communications and marketing side at corporate services. So thank you very much, and I recommend you go into it because there's all sorts of information that can become at your disposal, and quite in-depth information. Thanks.
And all powered by our great staff. Over to you, Councillor Antle.
Your worship, I'll be quick. I never had nothing when I came in. Now I got 5, but I'll only do 2 quick ones. So, first one is we're kicking off Volunteer Week this week, and I think we all talked about it. Each one of us have been a volunteer in some way, and most of us are still there. You know, we're so lucky here in the city of Mount Pearl to have so many volunteers. And I'm sure we're going to get to see most of them throughout this week. We're so fortunate. Most of my friendships came from volunteers. All right, I think I met my wife out about through volunteering and those things, so it's really good. Yes, that's it. So, and she still kept me, so it's pretty good. So things are looking up. Yeah, I won't even finish that one. Anyhow, yesterday I had I always should do something new, learn something new every day. A few weeks ago, I had the opportunity to I never volunteered to work with Elections Canada. You know, we've been, most of us here, well, we all have been involved in elections on one side of the table. Yesterday, I was involved as a supervisor with Elections Canada at the Soccer Hut. And without going into it, we should, when we go to vote, most people are really, really fabulous when they go to vote. We spent 16 hours yesterday, and there's 3 of us here at the table worked on the elections. And when you go as an election worker, it's 16 hours. It's long, long days. And certainly is eye-opening to see people come through and exercise their right to vote. I had one person went through and he spent an hour and a half trying to arrange so he could vote. I mean, he really wanted to vote. There was a few complications, but he never backed down, not once. So it was great that he did it, and he did it. So, exercise your right. It's such, many people in the world don't get that right to get out and vote. And it was eye-opening to me, 16 hours. I don't know if I'll do it again, but it was eye-opening. Thank you very much, Your Worship.
No, thank you. All good. All in a day's work. Over to you, Councillor Rice.
Take your worship. A couple of things for me. The first one, be remiss if I never mentioned, we go along our daily lives, I mean, all of us, and but I just want to mention we lost one of our staff here at the city, and I remiss if I never mentioned Richard. Every time I came in, Richard Dick Kelly, every time I came into City Hall here, he always had a smile on his face, and I always had a conversation with him. I never passed his table there, or I spoke to Nancy and Mary and him. But I just want to, pass along, how short life can be. Such a young man to pass away at such a young age, and I was up to the funeral home there on Saturday night, me and my wife, and his brother Brian. I was talking to his brother Brian there, and his son Justin, and his daughter-in-law Carla, and his little grandson Liam. I mean, it certainly puts it into perspective. You know how short your life can be, and it certainly hits home when somebody close to a family member. We all, we're a family here in the city. I consider myself, since I got on council, to be certainly part of a family here, and it certainly hits home. And We have a lot of upset people and staff, and but the condolences to his family and friends. I just want to put that out there. I'm sure on behalf of all council that that it is hard week for everybody, and that he got you know, he had his service celebration of life. I think was yesterday, and I was involved with the elections as well with Councillor Rental, but. It certainly hits home to a lot of us and makes us certainly well aware of how short life can be. So do what you can and do your best and help who you can along the way. That's my advice, I guess, to as part of that. But such a great guy, and we're certainly going to miss him here in the city. The second one I want to comment on is we spoke about a few minutes ago, the Municipal Awareness Week. It's from May the 4th to the 10th. So I just want to make a couple of comments on we are certainly pleased to announce that Municipal Awareness Week is coming up during this second week of May. This is a time to recognize and celebrate the vital work and leadership of the municipal sector in Newfoundland and Labrador and in the municipalities around the province. Like ours here in Mount Pearl, we provide essential services and infrastructure that keep our communities thriving and connected. This week is also an opportunity to show young people that the municipal sector offers exciting career opportunities. We want to inspire the next generation of leaders to consider a future in municipal government and where they can make a lasting impact. Thank you to everyone for our municipal workforce that they do for us. And I'm going to pass the second part. Now we got a couple more bullets on that. I want to pass it over to Councillor Lane if I can. Thank you. That's it for me.
You're done at your round table? She's next. Okay, all good, thanks.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so a huge thank you to our municipal workforce for all that you do. In addition to the province-wide celebrations, the City of Mount Pearl has some exciting activities planned for the public throughout this week. Stay tuned for more details that'll be posted on our social media. And thank you to everyone in our municipal workforce for all that you do. We look forward to celebrating Municipal Awareness Week with you and shining a light on the importance of the municipal sector in building strong, vibrant communities. And we certainly have a fantastic team here at City of Mount Pearl. Couldn't be beat. So huge thank you to all of our workers here. We certainly appreciate all that you do. And I also want to send a huge congratulations to Layla Roach. Layla is not only a fabulous student of mine over at O'Donnell, but she's also a cheerleader. And her and her team, Team Pulse, recently traveled to Orlando for a competition for the Special Abilities Division, and they actually won. Yep, and there was a lot of people in that competition in that category, and amongst them all, they came out as the winners. And that is absolutely fantastic, and they should be so proud of themselves. I know that I'm proud of their team for sure. Yeah, huge congratulations to them. And Layla, I think, is still enjoying her time down in Florida, but when she returns to school now in the next couple of days, I can guarantee you she will have the biggest smile on her face. So to everyone on Team Pulse, excellent work. And that was it for me. Thank you.
Thank you, and over to you, Councillor Fry.
I saw that in social media. That was the world's, wasn't it?
It's our
Wow. Good for them. Just a couple of things for me. I want to extend a congratulations to the Mount Pearl Minor Hockey Association for the planning and hosting of the Under-11 Provincial Hockey Tournament that took place from April the 25th to the 27th at the Glacier. It was a great success with athletes in attendance from across the province competing for the Hockey Newfoundland and Labrador Under-11 Provincial banner. So congratulations are also extended to all athletes, coaches, parents contributing to this tournament. You know, our Mount Pearl Hockey Association are so active, and they do amazing stuff for our youth, and we have a lot to be proud of for there. And also, I just want to remind residents that whether you're looking for unique products, local services, or just a fun day out with the family, the 11th Annual Down Home Expo has something for everyone. So mark your calendars and bring your friends and get ready to explore the best of what Newfoundland and Labrador has to offer. And we'll see you at the Glacier Arena from May the 2nd to the 4th. And that's it for me, Your Worship. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to dispense with my portion of the roundtable. We got delayed at the beginning here. We're running a bit behind. We have a few updates coming from staff shortly. So what a pleasure to see you all. And as we turn the page towards May, I see our staff are really, really busy. Youth Week is starting up. We have Volunteer Week. like I said earlier on, the ice is coming off the glacier. And before you know it, Director Dalamont, you'll be out there mowing lawns instead of shoveling driveways. So thank you, everybody, for your attention. And I'm going to call for a motion to adjourn. Moved by Councillor Fry, seconded by Councillor Antle. Done.